Rebecca Wood was the chef, trusted keeper, and diviner at Zac Brown's renowned Southern Ground Nashville studio for almost a decade. And as it would turn out, she ended up curating incredible down-home meals and menus from old family recipes for her cookbook, which is called the Studio Mama Cookbook, a collection of cherished Southern recipes, real-life stories, and star-studded menus from the Music City. The heart of the Studio Mama Cookbook is a collection of these menus, each of them created for an artist who worked at the studio. Music fans enjoy learning what the Zac Brown Band, Steven Tyler, Megadeth, Lee Brice, the Wood Brothers, Leon Bridges, Cheap Trick, Harry Underwood, Dierks Bentley, what were they eating while they recorded? Well, I'll let Rebecca take it from there to explain the genesis of this cookbook, the Studio Mama Cookbook, and also her other satellite projects that can only happen when intelligent creatives get together and brainstorm over a good dinner or meal or treat.
Studio hours are long, and in order to get any sort of family time, we started making meals in the studio kitchen. After that session was over, the studio manager, Matt Mangano, came to me and said, "This is awesome. Can we do this for every session?" And so we renegotiated the studio rate. Every session that was in the main room got lunch. And when the pandemic hit, Zac shuttered the studio for a while, and a few people have gone in to record and have hired me as a contractor to come in and cook for them. So I have gotten to go in and do that. But I got to spend most of that time really putting my book together. And I also started a weekly meal delivery for people, when nobody was going out or whatever. Now I'm working on the Studio Mama Supper Club, which will be like a 30-person max audience with an artist and a multi-course meal and, wine and booze and all those things.
Hey, so Rebecca, what's in there if somebody wanted to know what kind of recipes you have in there? You're in Tennessee, so I think ostensibly there'll be some Southern cooking in there and some of your own styles. What's in it? Like what might we find?
There are plenty of Southern sort of things, but there's some flair too. There's like an Asian chicken salad that's in there that you would use with the leftovers from, the spatchcock chicken or whatever. So there's a lot of main recipes. I mean, and it's set up like a traditional cookbook. So there's starters and drinks and mains and salads and soups and, desserts and then spreads and things.
I'm sorry, but that fried chicken and waffles with spicy honey drizzle, that's like what's crazy.
That was such an accident.
I'm like obsessed with it right now.
I had a corporate dinner coming in, and they asked for a selection of menus that they could choose from. And I don't know what came over me, but I put chicken and waffles in there, and then they picked it. And I was like, holy crap, I don't fry chicken. Like,
Right.
So I had to get our studio assistant, Preston, to come and teach me how to fry chicken.
Nice.
So that's the recipe is his fried chicken.
Hey, Rebecca, so if somebody is interested in looking at your book or at least getting a little overview or buying it, what do they do? Where do they go? And how can they get one?
The easiest place to get it would be my website, which is heartsinthemix.com. There are signed and unsigned copies available. In addition to all my swag, I've got t-shirts and bags and spice blends and all of that sort of stuff. I would like to mention that all of the recipes in the book are affiliated with a particular session or musician that I made them for. So it's all, I kept good notes for 8 years and then made a spreadsheet. So I was able to track who I cooked what for. And so it's as much a cookbook as it is a coffee table book. So it's a storybook in addition to a collection of recipes.
Hearts in the Mix. Tell me a little bit about that. That seems like that's who you are a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like so I was just listening actually to your authenticity podcast, and I love the idea of ripple reaching out, and you don't know how far your ripple goes, right? So putting my heart into the things that I do means that wherever that thing goes, it feeds the need of whoever consumes it or wears it or passes it along. And we don't know how far reaching our ripple.
And without putting you on the spot, do you have a favorite one recipe that you'd suggest? Like, if you're going to start with one, I would go right to
One that is super simple and really makes a splash is the pimento cheese. Like, you grate some cheese and add some mayonnaise and some roasted peppers and throw it on a cracker, right?
Yeah.
So that is one that really is delicious and easy to do.
Mm.
Some of the ones that are a little more complicated and take a number of steps, like if you wanted to go all the way out, is the shrimp and grits, where you make bacon jam and you make this smoked salsa, and then you assemble all of that with the shrimp and grits. And that one is really special and over the top, but it definitely requires planning ahead.
Hearts in the Mix. Studio Mama. Her heart indeed is in the mix. Rebecca Wood has written the Studio Mama Cookbook, a collection of cherished Southern recipes, real-life stories, and star-studded menus from the Music City. It looks absolutely fabulous. Good luck trying to even look at the pictures without salivating. Amazing stuff. Visit heartsinthemix.com, where you can buy a signed copy of the book. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you to the Wood Brothers, as always, for permission to use their amazing song, Happiness Jones. I will see you all real soon.